Ladies and gentlemen, your boy is back giving out the gems of a lifetime. I'm gonna start off with gold just because I know all y'all niggas who got grills in y'all mouth, y'all probably need a little extra bread. The EBT just got clipped. So y'all might want to head to the jeweler soon because this shit gonna drop. And then if you buy it, if you try to sell your shit right before the holidays and all that because you probably need a Christmas gift for shorty, get your money out of gold now and then buy it again low and then buy it and then sell it when it goes back up. Because personally, I be knowing hard times, bro. And them nasty grills y'all got where y'all take them. First of all, I don't even know why niggas got grills. All that plaque underneath your teeth. Like, how you even brush your teeth? The ones that got the ones that are removable, you can't even eat with that shit. You look dirty. I'm not gonna lie. Niggas with grills be looking dirty, in my opinion. No cap. Now, if you got the little shiner joints, the shiner shits, that's like, I don't know. I like the shit that you put on your teeth, like the one gem. I'm getting that. I'm gonna get my shit. You gonna see my shit finna be OD. But let's get back to this shit. Like I said, gold, I'm really waiting for a retest for this area for that to push up. I don't want to buy any gold until it kind of hits this area. Even if it shoots down even more, I personally feel like gold could reach a plethora high. So I'm just really waiting on this one. XRP USD, like I said, it closed underneath this zone almost technically, like it broke above. But if you see here, like we had this and then we had this and we had this push down, same thing, we had this push down. So I think we have the push down. We have a big wick right here that hasn't been filled yet, which knocked out a bunch of people. So I still feel like it'll hit this zone down here, but I'm not going to buy any more until I see that move happen. Here goes your bitch. BTC. BTC has done nothing, literally. Consolidation in this area to like go up, go down. It's been around anywhere from as low as 105, 107 to about like 112. A little more than that for the past couple days, maybe 2 weeks. It's been floating up and down about $7,000. So it's just, I really wanted to see a break underneath here to buy, or at least hit this zone down here to buy. I personally feel like it could have potential to hitting 76,000 for like, even for like big banks to get in, because they're gonna just drive the price down. People are gonna sell and they're just gonna buy all of it so that they hold most of it. So I personally feel like it's still kind of too high to, like, I would buy at this zone now. Like if you had a lot of money and you wanted to, yeah, get it now. Fuck it, you'll lose 30,000 and make back what, 70,000. So it's not $30,000 loss is not extreme, knowing that it could have the potential to go back up. So if you did want to get in, you could get in at that zone. Like people say with real estate, like, oh, it's never, honestly, with real estate, me personally, I'm not buying real estate. Because real estate, you got to think of it like this, right? The market right now, people are getting laid off their jobs. We have fucking big ass microwaves taking over people's jobs. These robots is over here. You see all these news. 165,000 people are going to be unemployed. If people are unemployed, who are going to pay the bills? Think about it. Who's going to pay the bills? So why would you buy something relying on someone to pay you if the economy is getting even worse? I'm not going to buy a house because the purpose of buying a house is to have someone pay for it. If niggas are not working, who's paying for it? You. And I don't like paying for shit. So I'm staying away from the market. Let's get back to this market though. So we have Ethereum. Ethereum is next up. I personally feel like Ethereum will have a new low of, what was this area? About $2,400. So I'm not interested right now. I'm honestly not interested at all right now in Ethereum. I have some Ethereum, but Ethereum I feel like will hit a new high. Probably hit, what was the highest it's been? Almost 5,000. So I think it probably hit 5,000 plus. I'm looking at 10,000 in reality, but who knows? We'll see. Solana, I like Solana a lot. Like, I really, really like Solana a lot. So I'm very interested in buying more of this. It's just like I said, it's literally like the hub to transfer money for some currencies. So I like things like this because it's like it won't increase super much in value, but it'll hold its value for a really long time. But Solana, I did buy some at this area over here at 182. I really want to buy a lot more at like 136 and hold to the moon, because we are shifting to a digital currency. It's I've been saying this shit like even before I was trading. I'm like, yo, bro, I literally see the blueprint. They put it in the movies. We were gonna switch to a digital currency anyways. We're gonna switch to a digital currency no matter what. Like there was nothing, because the dollar, they just keep printing shit and they just keep making shit. And then if you have someone who's rich, they get tired of just buying the same shit. Once you have a jet, what you gonna buy next? A yacht. Once you have a yacht, what you buy next? An island. What more is there to buy? There's nothing. It's like the value of money just, there's nothing to buy, bro. Like everything to buy when you have a lot of money, it's boring. You have everything. What are you gonna do next? So the rich people are bored. So they're like, okay, let's switch into a digital currency. We've been seeing this shit for a long time. You have a movie called The Startup. Literally, it was based in Florida. You had the guy, the girl, and then the Haitian dude. Shout out IET. They literally, the girl and the guy, well, the girl came up with an idea about GenCoin. They just threw it in your face. They just called it something else, GenCoin. GenCoin's really, in my opinion, is a reflection of BTC. They bought GenCoin. They said digital currency is going to be a thing. Digital currency started becoming a big thing in 2008, 2006. I totally forgot the year. Maybe 2012. I'm not too sure. But we didn't take advantage of this, and that movie came out to show us that digital currency will become the big thing. People are just scared of change. That's why you have content creators getting paid a lot, because businesses understand change. The actors aren't making all the money. The streamers are. The actors aren't making money like streamers. Streaming is the new TV. This is why shit shifts. Entertainment and sports, people know it's rigged. That soon will stop being a hot commodity, where people are more looking at the content creators. Like you could literally have a banging channel, be nobody, and anybody with a phone is gonna be able to recognize you, because the shit comes along, their algorithm, they're gonna just pop. Like you're just gonna pop up. There's nothing they can do about it. But like I said, for me with crypto's a great investment right now. Like if you just want to have some money to put somewhere, crypto's always like something to hold. I don't believe in the stock market, in my opinion, because it's just like, I don't know. I just don't trust anything American. Like American things, I don't trust too much. It's manipulated, very. Even though this is manipulated, like price, like market in general is manipulated, but for some reason, American, like us America, we just take it to the extreme all the time with shit. So I'm staying away from, like, I probably buy like shares in NVIDIA and shit like that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I probably buy like anything the big tech companies. I'd buy shares of. I should have did this a while ago when fucking what's these people got? Earn Your Leisure. They talked about this shit for years, about digital currency and about NVIDIA and the new tech stocks and where they're putting a lot of their money. So the wealth is changing, bro. You have to get on board. But let's get into the juicy, the ting of the tings. Let's get right into it. I don't want to waste no more time. So GBP, JPY, we literally have been sitting here for weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. We had this breakthrough of this zone. As you guys see, we had the same thing here. I'm literally just repeating the same move. What my checklist is, basically, I'm seeing a repetition of just this was a pullback. This is the trade that we missed out on last week. I called it out and didn't take the fucking trade and lost on NZD USD. Fuck New Zealand. But the beautiful thing about it is it's having a retracement to push down even more. I personally feel like if I was to get into this market, I would wait for this. It already hit this zone, so it could technically either tap again or it'll just open and push down even more. And if it does that, like it already hit this zone, and this is not a trade I would have held over the weekend. So if it does that, I would literally just not be interested in it. On the 4 hour, we're still looking like it's starting to form almost like an inverted head and shoulders where it could have the potential to go up. But me personally, I'm looking for sales in this market, so I would literally just wait on my hands with this one. AUDCHF, I literally marked this shit today. Like, I saw this potential, and it's beautiful. Like, look at this shit. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. And another beautiful thing about it, which is giving me more insight to take this market, because we've been sitting down here for weeks. It's been, what, since April, since March, we've been down here. And we have some positive news coming out this week, Monday at 10:30 on CHF, on the Swiss franc. So I have anticipations I mean, not CHF. We have news coming out on the Australian dollar. So I have anticipation to take the Australian dollar up. I would literally just wait for it to see it broke above already. So I would wait for the retracement to then enter this trade. We are looking we have some type of momentum on the daily to have a bullish momentum. Oh my God, I didn't even see this. It looks like an inverted head and shoulders. We have the head, left shoulder, right shoulder, broke above. I would wait for the retest to then buy even more. This looks like a nasty inverted head and shoulders. So this gives me literally like all the confluences I need to take this trade. So AUDCHF is actually one of my more interesting trades for the week for two reasons. One, because there's news, and two, this market has been shit for months. So this is the lowest we ever been. So I have anticipations to at least take it to this zone. It is marked for a 1 to 4, but I'm usually going to take a 1 or 2 always. But I feel like anytime it's between zones, it has to touch another zone for it to go up even more. So I have this for buys. USDCHF, I have USDCHF for buys as well. The Swiss franc just hasn't been holding its value, I've seen. And like I said, even for down here, for both CHF pairs, it's just been shitty. So this is something that already had the breakthrough. It literally, I would wait for the retest. I don't know. I think I wrote this. Yeah, I wrote that before last week. Nothing happened last week, so we didn't take this. So I would wait for this to happen, to the pullback, to take it to the upside. This is up. This is like a 1 to 7, only because my ratio on my stop loss is low, because I know once it has the retest and it breaks above, I know that this is gonna be a win-win. USD had news last week that pushed the market controllably. Euro USD literally just tanked, like a 1 to 3 in minutes, like literally seconds, not even minutes, seconds, literally. So I think the U.S. dollar will have potential to push up even more, because the Swiss franc is just shitty right now. So I'm not looking for sales in this market. NZD-CAD, we have been this low for a little bit. I don't think I personally are looking for buys from this zone, but I would want to see we could either have something like this where it broke below the zone, but I think we have CAD news this week too, so I'm looking for actually I think we have New Zealand news coming out on Monday, so I'm looking for at least a push up at least to this zone. It could have potential to keep going down and then to do this move down here, which would make me not interested. But on the daily, we are bearish. On the weekly, we are bearish. And on the 4-hour, we are bearish. So after seeing the long charts, I'm not looking for sales still. Like, if I want to get into this market, I would want to get in for buys. And then I could either take it from the higher low, or I would have to make this a little bit more, actually. Probably my stop loss down here, like a 40. If I was to take this, I would make my stop loss even larger like this, to take this trade for it to come up, break above, and then push up to then for me for buys. For this market, for NZD-CAD, AUD-NZD, this is another market that I feel like has the potential to continue to push up. It's been very, very, very bullish, and we technically almost broke above this zone. When it does hit this zone, though, we have a history of it hitting the zone and retracing for sales, but it's been pretty bullish, and we have history of the market being above here. Like I said, even we have news for AUD this week as well. So this could literally take all the way up, like to like previous price that was up here. So I'm in this market for buys just because of the news, and the news looks pretty positive. So this is like my thing as well. And then if you see the New Zealand dollar sucks, so I feel like the Australian dollar will kick them out of the party completely. We're bullish on the weekly, we're bullish on the daily, and we're having literally steps on the 4-hour. So I think it'll retest down to push up even more. But I would want to see that before I even take this trade. But I am in for buys on AUD NZD. And don't pay any mind to like the way I mark these. The greens are more like things that I feel like are more promising to happen. The yellows are like they could happen, and then the red is just I'm not really interested at all. But like I said, these are markets I look at all the time. So even if I'm not, like, my greens could do shit and my yellows could do amazing, and my yellows could do shit and my green could do amazing, and then my red could just shock me out the blue. But this is like what I look for when I'm marking my charts. I'm looking for things like this. EURUSD. EURUSD is, I love EURUSD, and I've been waiting for this, as you guys can see, for the past 4 weeks. Literally a bunch of shit. And then we have some Euro news that came out. We have some Euro news that coming out again. So I'm anticipating for sales in this market. We are at the high that we have been. We literally have no break of this long bullish candlestick on the 4-hour for EURUSD. I do want sells in this market from this zone for this move to happen. This is the move that we closed out on maybe like 3 weeks ago, that we closed early on. That gave us a 1-6, but we took it on a 1-2, 1-3, I think it was. So I am looking for sells in this market for it to even hit as low zones as this down here. So even like I said, on the weekly, it's still bullish. On the daily, it's still bullish, and on the 4-hour, it's giving some type of. It's still technically bullish because it's giving a momentum to the downside. It broke below the higher high, so it could have a shift of structure to then possibly be bearish. But like I said, it literally could come across the zone, break down, sell, or it could break above and keep pushing up. So I don't know too much about EURUSD, but what I do know is I'm looking for sells 100%. So that is where my vision is at. NZD USD gave us a push last week. We took this, we made like $500 on it, nothing crazy. I knew the push was going to happen, but we're not going to hold this trade over the weekend for no reason, bro. On a short account like that, didn't make sense. On the daily, we are bearish. On the weekly, we are bearish, and on the 4-hour, we are bearish. So I'm looking for, it could have it, like I feel like it has to hit this zone to have the push up. So I'm debating on whether I should take the sells down and then take the buys up, or just to wait for it to hit all the way down, then to take the buys up. So this is like my personal opinion on NZD USD, but I feel like it still has momentum to push down even more. So it had to retest to push down even more. And this is a trade you could probably enter for next week. GBP CHF, another market that I've been waiting 4 weeks. 4 weeks, bro. 4 weeks. These are like the Mona Lisa. Like these certain trades, like it gives you the confidence to double down on your risk, because you know once you get what you're looking for, you're gonna take it. Like you have to take it. You have to risk more than usual mix risk than if you were taking like a 1 or 2, maybe a counter trend trade. These trades right here are giving. I can't wait. So we are bearish on the weekly. We are still bearish on the daily, and we're having momentum to be bullish on the 4-hour. So I'm looking literally for a break above retest to buy. It could have I hate putting like my markings down here, because it's just like, if I was to mark this on the daily, let's see. It's not really much to mark on the 4-hour. I mean, it's nothing there, bro. Like, it's nothing there, bro. Like, it could literally hit here. I'm just not interested in it right now. But GBP CHF, I'm still in that market for buys. Euro AUD, I am looking for a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful retest to sell in Euro AUD. We are between this zone, and every time I see we're in between this zone, we push down for sells. At least a 1 or 2. On the weekly, we are bearish. On the daily, we are bearish. On the 4-hour, we are continuously bearish. And I feel like we will have the retest to either this lower, to this last performing structure, or at least to this zone to then push down for buys. So currently, I'm just sitting on my hands on Euro AUD. USDCAD. USDCAD, I'm looking for buys in this market. We are bullish on the weekly. We are bullish on the daily, and we look bearish almost on the, well, we still look kind of bullish. This is giving inverted head and shoulders. We have the head, left shoulder, right shoulder, break above to buy. So I am interested in USD CAD actually because I'm seeing that. So USD CAD, AUD CHF is actually my favorite pair right now. Euro AUD. We discussed this. CADJPY. CADJPY, I'm anticipating buys in this market. We look bullish on the weekly. We look bullish on the daily. And on the 4-hour, we are giving some momentum. See, look, head, left shoulder, right shoulder, broke above to buy. I'm looking for the retracement to buy even more on the 4-hour. So that is my opinion on CADJPY. I'm literally looking for the same move to happen again. Like literally the same move for it to have the retracement to then buy even more. So that is my opinion on CADJPY. Euro USD. I noticed my trading journey, I've literally won a lot trading Euro USD. And I told myself this week, I have like over in the corner, I have my pairs that I always constantly like win at. So that means whatever zones I marked in those pairs are literally like. So I'm going to take more initiative in trading the pairs that I'm very good at trading. And that is Euro USD, that is GBP JPY, that is USD CAD. That's USDCAD. That's USD CAD, which is here. And that's CAD JPY, which is here. So these pairs, usually my zones are marked up very well. So I'm actually going to switch up my color coding to make, I'm going to turn my green to like my money makers that I always make money with. And then I'll probably have a different color for markets that I'm looking at this week that I feel like will have what I'm looking for, just in case my other pairs aren't. But I feel like if you're really good at marking a certain pair a lot, that should be like your number ones that you always go to if you're looking to, like if it's somewhere where you know you constantly entered and you made money, that would be like something that I recommend to do because it looks like you marked your zones correctly. And if it breaks below, you know to sell. If it breaks above, you know to buy. So I would continue to milk those like a cow. On the weekly, AUD CAD, my apologies. We are bullish on AUD CAD. On the weekly, we are bullish. It's kind of looked like triple bottoms, but it's not. I mean, it could be 1, 2, 3. This could be triple bottoms to the buy for the buy. Honestly, you probably could have took it here. If I would have marked this zone, probably better. I'd have took it for buys, for sure. But seeing something like this, I wouldn't even want to buy in this market, even after seeing triple bottoms, because you literally had this big bearish. But I'm looking for buys in this market now. On AUD CAD, we have a pretty strong pullback in this area to then shoot up, in my opinion. I feel like we literally have to, I feel like we have to touch this zone for it to push back down. And this is a market that I'm more interested in buys for. Let's move on to AUD USD. AUD USD, I would look for buys to the zone, to sell to the zone. We are bullish on the weekly, and it looks like we're performing a head and shoulders on the daily. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, or this could be your right shoulder for this to break down, to break above. Or it could literally just not, it could literally not do anything and come down and consolidate for about another week or so. Or it could have the move I'm looking for, I'm anticipating on. So AUD USD is a market that I'm interested in. AUD JPY. We are at one of those zones where I'm feeling that we're gonna break below, or we could literally have like a lot of consolidation, which had happened here, where you just had a bunch of nothing, which this probably wicked out a bunch of people to then come down to the downside. So I would wait for AUD JPY for this to retouch this zone to sell, or at least to hit this zone to sell. So let me mark this as well. The daily looks bullish. The 4-hour looks bullish, and then the weekly looks bullish. So I don't want to take buys in a very bullish market. I would look for sells on AUD JPY, but that's just me. GBP CAD. Literally, GBP CAD doesn't really interest me too much. That's why I marked it yellow. But I feel like it would have to retest this to then sell, or retest here to then sell. I feel like it would have to retest the higher low to then go down even more. On the weekly, we are bearish. On the daily, we are bearish. And on the 4-hour, we are bearish. We have some consolidating that happened from about like Wednesday to the end of the week. So this didn't interest me at all. Euro GBP. Euro GBP, I'm looking for a retest for buys in this market. On the weekly, we are bearish. So we usually have, when we hit this zone, we hit up above this zone, we usually have the retest to buy up. We literally, like here, we had the retest to buy up, retest to buy up. You probably got wicked out if you didn't wait. Retest to buy up. Like every time it closed in this zone, we retest to buy up. So I'm looking for it to retest to buy up in the zone on the weekly. On the daily, looks like it's having that pullback on the daily, which is beautiful. I would want the market to open down to like push, depending on how it gaps. I want it to open down even more for me to then take this push to the upside for buys. And on the 4-hour, we are still bullish. So me personally, I feel like I still, like certain markets I don't want to buy into, but this one looks pretty promising on the weekly. It looks like we're just having an uptrend to keep going. Oh, if you guys can see, look, you have the pullback here into this zone to push back up. So this could have the pullback to this zone. Like it could literally do this too. I'm glad I looked at that. It could literally pull back here to then push up. But I'm not interested in this market currently. I feel like there's other better markets that might give me my easy one or two. I like going after things that are giving me the easier profit, especially like if this other markets are probably just cooking up. GBP, USD, we are bearish on the weekly. We are bearish on the daily, and then we are bearish on the 4-hour. On the daily, I would want to see the retest for buys. This shit looks like it got tickled. So let's fix this up real quick. I would wait for this retest to buy to this zone down here, or I would literally wait for this retest to pull here to then come down here for sells. So as of right now, I'm not interested in GBP USD because of that. What is this? GBP NZD. I am looking for sells on this market. We do have, what is the daily? Let me actually fix this. This is the higher low, and then, this is the higher high. I would wait for this to hit my higher high, actually, to then push down even more. If I want to take sells in this market. Currently, I'm just sitting on my hands. You guys see it's starting to become bullish. It's having an uptrend on the bullish side. So on the 4-hour, this market is now bullish. As it broke above and over broke below this, so we are now looking on a bullish uptrend. So I would want to see this to come down to then for me to take sells. On NZD/JPY, another market that I am looking for sells in. On the weekly, we are pretty much, what is this? This looks like a lot of consolidation, but we were still bullish. So I like the fact that it has never hit, like it literally hit the zone, came down. So if I wanted to see sells in this market, I would need to see a breakthrough retest then for me to take sells. On the daily, on the 4-hour, we are looking like we're forming a head and shoulders. This look like a left shoulder. This could be a head, and then this could be forming the right shoulder this week to then take up for sells. So I would literally wait on my hands on this market. USD/JPY. USD/JPY looks like it's having some bullish momentum continuously. So we're bullish on the weekly, we are bullish on the daily, and we look like we have some consolidation, but we are still bullish on the 4-hour. So I personally want to wait till it hits this zone for me to take sells all the way down. So you could literally take the buys up, or you could take the sells down. As you see, every time it hits this zone, it pushes down, hits this zone, it pushes down. So I would rather wait for it to hit this zone for it to then push down. On the daily, like I said, we had a little retracement. I feel like I still want to see it go up more. I would probably set my stop loss a little bit more than that, fixing it down as I go. But this is a market that I would personally wait for this market to hit that zone to then take sells. I wouldn't take buys to that zone because you never know what could happen. We have Euro NZD. I'm debating that Euro NZD has pushed to the downside. We are at a very high, well, it's higher than that, honestly. But we are bullish on the weekly. It looks like we're pretty bearish on the daily. And it looks like we are forming a head and shoulders again On the 4-hour, it looks like it could have this break to then sell. You had the left. This would be the head. This could either be your left shoulder. This could be your left shoulder. It never formed the right shoulder. In my opinion, this to me is not a right shoulder. It could be, but I would rather it see to have this retracement to this area to then form a proper right shoulder to then take sells. So I feel like this market I won't be interested in this week. This is why I marked it yellow. We have EURUSD. EURUSD. It's another market. We are literally at the high. We haven't been this high in a very long time, ladies and gentlemen. Very long time. So I'm looking for this shit to go on clearance. I need this market to go on clearance. So I need this retracement to happen for me to take this for sells. We are bearish on the daily. We are bearish on the weekly. And we are bearish on the 4-hour. We have, look, technically left shoulder, head, well, shoulder. This is kind of far. But if you were to say this is the left shoulder, head, right shoulder, you had a breakthrough from this zone. Don't quote me on the shoulder parts, but it looks like a head and shoulders, an ugly head and shoulders. But regardless, it's still showing an ugly head and shoulders to then push down for sells. Anyway, so I would want to see the retracement to then take it for sells myself. On the weekly, for GBP AUD. Got one more market, bro. This shit is like, I personally didn't mark this market because I just wasn't interested in it. I think that it could have potentials for sells continuously because we are bearish on the weekly, we are bearish on the daily, and we are bearish on the 4-hour with some consolidation. I literally just marked my chart for the arrows. This is what I would want to see. I would want to see this to have the retracement in this zone, either from here or from here or from here. I would want to see this retracement happen for me to take sells. So until it would hit this zone, at least minimum that zone, or even here, I wouldn't even want to take it for sells. So that market doesn't interest me. And then CADJPY, just nothing. I'm not interested in this shit at all. Like this shit, like look, bro, it's like look, like what the fuck am I supposed to do up here? Like what am I supposed to do? There's nothing I can fucking do. I just leave that shit. This some shit you just leave. That's like back in high school days when you had a little joint, you just walk into the bus stop, you just leave it right there. No one shit like the eaters, not the quality joints. The eaters, you just leave the eaters at the bus stop and then you wait for they'll walk back to your crib. So this is your crib. You drop them off at the bus stop and then you just wait for them here. That's all. We ain't walking to y'all over here. Meet me here. So the NAS 100, US 30, and S&P 500. I tried to mark my charts a little bit with these, but I'm just like, this is not my thing right now. I'm going to stick to Forex. I want to complete my challenge before I move on to different things. So, yeah, these are my swings for the week. And personally, my number ones are AUD I like USD CHF. I like USDCAD. I like CADJPY. I like NZDCAD, actually. I like NZD. I like EUROJPY as well. EUROJPY I like a lot as well. So there's a lot of good markets for the next week, I feel like. Like this is one of those weeks I feel like we're either going to have a lot of movement or we're not going to have a lot of movement. But we have a ton of news, so definitely be cautious before you take any trade. I learned my lesson last time. I might sit out Monday from like London, pre-London to about New York session. I might just sit on my hands and see what the market does and wait for Tuesday to take a trade just because there's so much news coming out. Yeah, this week is one of those weeks, guys, where you just have to I personally feel like you just have to wait and see what the market does. Don't rush anything. Like, literally let it come to you. Set your notifications. Me personally now, I set my calendar for when news comes out in a currency that I'm looking to trade. I have it tell me an hour before the news comes out, and that's usually what I'm going to continue to do. So, for me, like I said, guys, I would take the due diligence and just looking at your charts. It's never too late to continuously change your zones, change your entries. Like, I'm becoming a better sniper entry on my zones, or at least calling out zones to help other people make money just by literally like trying to be as perfect as possible every single week. Every single week, if I could correct something, I'm going to try it. If it doesn't need to be fixed, I'm not going to do anything. So if it's not broke, don't fix it. So like I said, like me personally, let me just do this real quick to show you guys. AUDCHF. I'm going to mark my winners, the ones that I win all the time. I'm going to mark them blue. What is it? Euro, AUD, CAD, USDCHF. This is green because I'm interested in this market. USD CAD, I'm going to mark it blue. CADJPY, I'm going to mark it blue. AUD CAD, where are you at? This is AUDCHF. This is the wrong one. This is the wrong one! Houston, we have a problem. AUD CAD, I'm going to mark it blue. AUDCHF, I'm going to mark you green because I'm interested in this market. USDCHF, interested in AUD CAD, CADJPY, USD CAD, CADJPY, GBP, JPY, GBP, JPY. I'm going to mark this blue. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so these are markets that I'm just like, the blue is like shit that I always make money from. Like literally every time I take the trade, I usually are in right. So that's NZD CAD for me, Euro JPY for me, GBP JPY, CAD JPY, and AUD CAD. Euro USD probably made me the most. Let me mark USD. Euro USD probably is like my favorite pair. I don't know. It just rings a bell every time. But that is the swings for this week. Guys, set your ratios to where you can afford to take a loss. If you do take a loss, don't be like me trying to full port a small account to then grow it. I'm just doing a challenge right now on my regular account. I don't do that. I usually take anywhere from about a 1 to 7% ratio on swings. So depending on what I like, if it's something that I'm not too sure about but could go in my direction, I either sit on my hands or I'll just take a lower risk, maybe like 2-3%. If you're trading on a funded challenge, trade anywhere from 2 to 3% so you're not blowing your account. That is a very big pointer I want to give you guys. I passed an FTMO 3 times on a 100K challenge by trading anywhere from 1 to 3% of my portfolio balance. So I feel like we have a good week this week. I feel like this week is one of those weeks where we're going to make a lot of fucking money in the market. And yeah, guys, just be smart with your trades. Don't always look like, this is just to give you a guideline. Don't listen to me all the time. But if you haven't seen, when you listen to me, you make money for fucking free. I'm going to try to get a community of at least, I want 25 people to make profits off of my swings. And then we're going to turn it up a notch. So this is Ace's Sunday fucking swings. I will see you guys on the battlefield.